Matisyahu, a world-renowned Jewish hip-hop and reggae star whose music has always stood for peace and will join us in a minute, has over 100 million views on YouTube. But apparently his calls for peace have not been enough to have multiple shows on his latest tour abruptly canceled, most recently in Chicago last Friday. Why? Because he supported Israel. Every one of them sold out, by the way, before the various venues pulled out, in some cases hours before the doors opened. The axing of these shows a capitulation to threats of protests against the Jewish artist. And while a pretty apolitical Matisyahu is having concerts canceled, fellow hip-hop star Macklemore, who has what many would describe as a history of anti-Semitism, has a new song being celebrated for its pro-Palestinian stance, with outlets like Newsweek, CNN, Time celebrating its release. Joining us now here in studio is Matisyahu, the Grammy-nominated singer, songwriter, and alternative reggae rock musician. His new EP, Hold the Fire, was released in February. Thanks very much for coming on. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So you got canceled again, huh? I mean, you were on the show before.
Yes.
And you'd had shows canceled, and now you've had another one canceled in Chicago.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, we had another one canceled in Chicago.
What happened this time?
Well, I don't know exactly. We were trying to get to the bottom of it. Basically, this was, I found out like sort of the night before.
The night before, they tell you? Yeah,
I got a call from someone that's like, you should cancel your show. So, you know, someone I respect who's a friend, and I was like, what is this about? It became this very like fishy thing where it was like, you know, we spent, you know, the next several hours trying to get to the bottom of like who's canceling the show, because the venue's like, no, we're not canceling the show, but where we were hearing from, its shows being canceled. So eventually, yeah, the show was just canceled. We showed up, we drove to the show. You
were there?
Yeah, we showed up at the House of Blues, and we're going into the venue and like starting to like get ready to load all our gear in, and just like, all right, like they're saying the show's canceled, but the venue people don't even know about it. And then sure enough, like from one of the people comes and they're like, yep, show's been canceled. Like,
and it's pretty clear why, right?
Yeah, we know why it was canceled, but it's just a matter of who is folding and who's putting the pressure where. But
lay it out. What's the why? I mean, I know the answer.
Yeah, it's just what we're seeing right now with protests everywhere across the country, and it's just, or you can call them protests. I don't even think they deserve to be called that. Like, I think protest is a good word, and we associate in America good, positive things with it. And these are far from that. This is just people trying to silence anyone who doesn't think like them, which is quite the opposite of protesting.
All right. So speaking of people who don't think like you, Macklemore, right? Yeah. You know, another very successful person in your genre broadly. Who has released a song, and let me play a little portion of one of his new songs, and this is a portion of Hind's Hall. Let's listen.
Who gets the right to defend and who gets the right of resistance has always been about dollars and the of your pigment, but white supremacy is finally on blast.
And I guess that's okay, right? He's allowed to sort of do the kind of, you know, stuff that's...
Yeah, I mean, that's the trend right now. That's what's considered cool. And like you see it even on social media and stuff. It's like you'll see like one artist or someone will do some kind of like video, and then you'll just see like everyone will start to make that video. And that's just the trend, and it's just like the cool thing to do right now. So of course, it seems like Macklemore's had some issues in the past.
Well, let me talk about that, because your past has basically been someone who's generally called for peace. Your songs talk about it. It's been your message. Thank you for watching. Go to NewsNationNow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.